Most guys completely confuse attention with actual obsession. You get a few texts, a couple of compliments, or she seems super into you for a week and you think, okay, she's hooked. But let's be honest, that's just casual interest. Real obsession looks completely different. It's a lot quieter, way more consistent, and honestly, almost impossible to fake. Today, we're breaking down 3 clear, undeniable signs that a woman isn't just casually dating you. She is genuinely, deeply preoccupied with you in a way that goes way beyond normal attraction. Let's get into it. Sign 1, she tracks the micro details. The first sign is how much she notices and actually remembers. Look, a woman who is only casually interested will remember the big stuff. Your job, where you live, maybe your birthday. But a woman who is low-key obsessed? She tracks the micro details. She'll remember the name of that one coworker you complained about 3 months ago. She remembers how you take your coffee. She remembers a random song that was playing when you had a rough day, or the fact that you hate being rushed when you're driving. Weeks later, she'll bring it up naturally. Not as a performance to impress you, but because it actually stayed locked in her brain. And look, this isn't an accident. The human brain doesn't waste storage on just anybody. It stores details about the people it literally cannot stop thinking about. When a woman is locked in on you like that, your preferences and tiny habits become important data to her. She starts noticing when your energy is off before you even say a word. She notices if you slept 4 hours or if you threw on a new jacket. For a lot of guys, this level of attention can actually feel a bit intense at first. Mostly because most men are so used to being completely overlooked. But it's one of the strongest proof points that you occupy a massive chunk of her mental space, even when you're miles apart. Sign 2, consistent choice, especially when it costs her. The second sign is consistent choice, especially when it's inconvenient. Look, staying interested is easy when everything is smooth and convenient. Real obsession shows up when things aren't. Watch what she does when it actually costs her something. Does she rearrange her schedule just to fit you in? Does she leave a girls' night a little earlier than planned because she wants to see you? Does she stay on FaceTime with you even when she's exhausted after a long shift? She checks in after a brutal day not because she feels obligated to, but because not knowing how you're doing feels worse than the effort of asking. Now don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean she has no life of her own. A healthy, high-value obsession still leaves plenty of room for her career, friends, and personal goals. What it does mean is that you are a priority that consistently wins against lesser options. Pay attention when there's a conflict of time or energy. Does she default to you, or are you just the guy she fits in when nothing else is going on? A woman who is genuinely preoccupied with you feels an invisible pull toward you that overrides comfort. And yeah, she'll feel a low-key restlessness if too much time passes without hearing from you. It's not dramatic or toxic, it's just a quiet biological need to hear your voice and make sure her guy is good. Sign 3, her energy shifts when you walk in. The third sign is how her entire presence shifts the second you're in the room. Forget what she says for a second. Look at her body language and her focus. When a woman is obsessed with you, her world shrinks down. She physically turns toward you. Her phone goes face down and stays down longer. Even if you're in a crowded room or hanging out with a group, her eyes keep drifting right back to you. Her voice might soften up, or she might get way more animated depending on her vibe. She laughs a little easier at your jokes. She listens with her whole face, not just her ears. This isn't just basic politeness. This is a massive shift in energy that is physically exhausting to fake if she doesn't actually care. You can always tell when someone is only half present versus when they are fully locked in. An obsessed partner actually struggles to hide that lock-in. She might even get a little nervous or lose her usual smoothness around you, simply because she cares too much about how the interaction is going. If you pull back even a fraction of an inch, she feels it instantly. That kind of raw, focused presence is impossible to fake long-term, and that's why it's the ultimate tell. The verdict. These 3 signs all tie together. Her memory proves she thinks about you when you're gone. Her consistent choices prove she acts on it. And her changed presence proves she literally cannot contain it when you're standing right in front of her. Any one of these on its own could just be a coincidence, but all 3 together? Hard to ignore. And hey, just to be clear, we are talking about healthy obsession here, not toxic control. A woman who is genuinely into you in this way still respects your independence. She wants closeness, not ownership. She wants to know the real you, not manage you. Most guys miss these signs because they're waiting for some giant, movie-style grand gesture. But real obsession is much quieter than that. It lives in the small follow-up questions, the remembered details, the choice to stick around a little longer, and the way her attention refuses to wander when you're speaking. It's the absolute difference between a girl who just likes the idea of you and a woman who simply cannot get you out of her system. If you're seeing these patterns in your girl, realize you aren't just a casual chapter in her life. You're the whole book. Protect that connection because that kind of depth is rare. If this hit home for you, drop a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.